Aloha, my name is Greg Takayama. I'm the representative for District 34, Pearl City, in the Hawaii State House of Representatives. Thank you so much for joining me as we celebrate Older Americans Month here in our great state of Hawaii. Every May, the Administration for Community Living leads our nation's observance of Older Americans Month. The theme for 2022 is Age My Way. President Biden, in his proclamation of Older Americans Month, made the following statements. During Older Americans Month, we honor our nation's seniors and the tremendous impact they have made in helping build a more perfect union. Older Americans contribute their time and wisdom to make our communities stronger, more informed, and better connected. We celebrate their achievements and recommit to providing our elders with the support and services they need to thrive and age with dignity. Older Americans have always been a vital source of strength and resilience in our nation. During the pandemic, many seniors came out of retirement to serve their communities in healthcare and education roles, filling vacancies in critical shortage areas. Moving forward, we must ensure that older Americans have the appropriate resources to maintain their independence and stay connected to their communities. President Joe Biden. Every year, our great state of Hawaii has a big celebration for Older Americans Month. Each of our 4 counties, Hawaii, Maui, Kauai, and Honolulu, ask for nominations from the public for outstanding older Americans, and a man and woman are chosen from each county out of all the nominations. These nominees are chosen because of their contributions to their communities. Even though we cannot celebrate them in person this year, we are recognizing them through the following video contributions from each county. To begin our celebration, I would like to introduce Father John Tomoso from Maui County, who will now offer an invocation and blessing.
Here is a litany, a prayer of litany for aging. We hear God's steady voice. My spirit is forever, and so is my way. Give us the time, your time, dear God, all that we need. We pray for a long life, a life lived well in your spirit. Send us your spirit that we might live well every day. In you, dear God, is strength and courage and wisdom. Give us, as we live, strength, courage, and wisdom. As we age, we hear you, O God, that you are forever. Day by day, we live in your way. We ask that you make your way our way. Dear God, we are grateful that your way allows us to live with strength, courage, and wisdom. As we age our way, show us your way. In love we go, in your way, which is our way. And the fruits of our life and way are for all to see and taste and be thankful for. We hear God's steady voice. My spirit is forever, and so is my way. Yes, we know and understand that all time is God's time, and God's way is our way, and is ageless. Amen.
Aloha, my name is Caroline Tadirao, Director of the Executive Office on Aging. Mahalo for joining us today as we celebrate the distinguished winners of the 2022 Older American Month celebration here in the state of Hawaii. Every May in all 50 states and territories, we celebrate our older adult volunteers for their contributions in making our state and nation a better place to live. This year's theme, entitled Age My Way, is an opportunity for all of us to explore the many ways older adults remain involved in their communities. Today is twofold. We honor the male and female recipients and winners in each county while reflecting on the many contributions of our volunteers throughout the state of Hawaii. On behalf of the Executive Office on Aging, mahalo and congratulations.
Mahalo, Father Tomoso. As a special treat for our video celebration, the Lanakila Multipurpose Senior Center will perform a musical tribute by singing and dancing to I Did It My Way. These impressive ladies and gentlemen were under the direction of Chanara Casey Richmond, instructor for Sing for Your Life, Karen Matsunaga, line dancing assistant, and Francis Okama, Zumba Gold instructor. This production is the first activity that the center has been able to do since before the pandemic, and their enthusiasm and excitement is apparent in their performance. Thanks to Rick Tabor for setting this up for our celebration.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain.
My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain.
I've lived all my faithful, I'm traveling, and every highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way.
Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention.
I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption.
I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more,
Much more than this, I did it my way.
yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all in an I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and then I say, not in a shy way, oh no, not me, I did it my way.
For what is man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not
To say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and did it my way.
Mahalo to the Lanakila Multipurpose Senior Center. Governor Ige has proclaimed May as Older Americans Month in Hawaii and has issued the following proclamation. I would now like to introduce the Outstanding Older Americans honorees from the County of Kauai, Colleen Kasparek and Timothy Albao. The impact Colleen Kasparek has had on countless Kauai residents through her work with the AARP Tax Aid Program is immeasurable. Since 2007, she has been the district coordinator and an instructor for this program. During tax season, she oversees all the workings of tax preparation provided by volunteers. Since 2014, Colleen has been a disaster action team member for the American Red Cross. She has opened and managed temporary shelters and assisted people in securing shelter, food, and other necessities. Colleen is also an active member of Holy Cross Church and has served on the Parish Pastoral Council for many years. The same dedication Colleen has in her volunteer work was also evident in her professional career as an industrial engineer. 3 companies she collaborated with won prestigious awards as a direct result of her work. Colleen and her husband Brian moved to Kauai in 2003 and have been contributing community members ever since. Timothy Albao has a great philosophy about volunteering. It's the best work of life. He has served on several different boards in varying positions. He has been with the RSVP Advisory Council since 2012 and is currently its chair. He has served with the Kauai chapter of the Hawaii Association of Public Accountants since 2012 and is currently the state director. In addition to all this, Timothy has also been involved with HGEA on the Kauai Retirees chapter, currently serving as its president, and the State Retirees Board of Directors, currently serving as treasurer. Timothy has definitely risen to the occasion during the pandemic. He has been instrumental in continuing the RSVP annual recognition of their many volunteers. He has also diligently done all he can to hold the HGEA retiree groups together, and he assisted in educating the membership and encouraging them on the Zoom computer platform. Timothy retired from the County of Kauai Department of Finance as its accounting system administrator after many years as a dedicated public servant. He continues to encourage other seniors to find meaning and self-worth in their retired years by encouraging them to volunteer.
Aloha, this is Mayor Derek Kawakami, and I'm proud to recognize Older Americans Month and our outstanding Older Americans on Kauai and throughout the state. Our kupuna play a vital role in our community, giving us insight into our past while helping to guide our future. And every May, during Older Americans Month, we pay tribute to you all as family members, friends, mentors, volunteers, and leaders here in our islands. Our communities benefit when people of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds are welcomed, included, and supported. This year's Older Americans Month theme, Age My Way, shows us that every person is unique, including how they age and how they choose to do it, because there really is no right way. We recognize our need to create a community that supports older Americans' need to thrive and live independently for as long as possible. There are so many ways older adults are involved in our community, and as we hear more about each of this year's honorees, I know we'll leave today feeling grateful to have such amazing people as a part of our respective counties and in our lives. We thank you all for supporting one another and continuing to inspire us all in the ways you give back to our communities and in your dedication to serve others before yourselves. And with that said, I'm honored to present this proclamation declaring May 2022 as Older Americans Month. And I urge every resident to recognize the contributions of our older citizens, help create an inclusive society together, and join efforts to support older Americans and their choices about how they age in their communities. Mahalo and aloha.
older residents by planning programs that encourage independence, ensuring activities are responsive to individual needs and preferences, and increasing access to services that support aging in place. Whereas, this year's Older Americans Fund theme, Age My Way, shows that just as every person is unique, so is how they age and how they choose to do it, because there is no right way. Whereas, older adults play vital, positive roles in our communities as family members, friends, mentors, volunteers, civic leaders, members of the workforce, and much more. Whereas, diverse communities are strong communities, and ensuring that older adults remain involved and included in our communities for as long as possible benefits everyone, from Tiki to Puna. Now, therefore, I, Derek Kauai, Mayor, County of Kauai, do hereby proclaim May 2022 as Older Americans Month, and I urge every resident to recognize the contributions of our older citizens, help create an inclusive society, and join efforts to support older Americans' choices about how they age in their communities.
Congratulations, Colleen and Timothy. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Kaimuki Christian School, performing Over the Rainbow.
When all the world is a hopeless jumble, and the raindrops tumble around, heaven opens a magic way. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow on the highway to be found, leading from your window pane to the place behind the sun, just a step beyond the rain.
Thank you, kids. That was incredible. The two volunteers from Maui County are Joanne Rockwell and Ernest Ernie Resents. Joanne has served the past several years as a volunteer driver with Na Ho Aloha Neighbors, Helping Neighbors, 3 years as a Meals on Wheels volunteer, and a volunteer driver with American Cancer Society. Joanne is an attentive listener and makes helpful recommendations to riders. There are over 100 people who have received direct service delivery from Joanne over the last 7 years. The rides vary from medical appointments, leisure activities, shopping, banking, etc. She is not only a volunteer, but encourages others to volunteer as well. She spent many years volunteering with the American Cancer Society. She's also learning to use technology of today to help improve her communication abilities and increase participation in virtual programs. She retired at the age of 62 after a 30-year career with the Family Public Assistance Programs of Hennepin County, Minneapolis. Ernie is an educator who taught biology, mathematics, physics, botany, and horticulture at the school, technical college, and college levels. He's a well-known arborist in Maui. His vision led to the cultivation of the canopy of monkey pod trees in the parking lot of UH Maui College. These trees were planted over 30 years ago and are the most sought-after shade to park under on campus. Ernie is recognized and well-respected within the community as the go-to professional for tree care advice. He says, "Treat trees as you want to be treated. They will reward you with benefits you cannot find anywhere else." A lifelong educator, writer, and mentor, Ernie does community presentations to pass along his knowledge. Ernie wrote the entire Maui County Planting Plan, a resource for the entire community to use. He also helps us understand the importance of trees, the amount of shade they create, and the clean air that is produced. Ernie has helped hundreds of individuals learn about our precious earth and our responsibility to protect it. He says, "My wish is to beautify Maui."
My name is Jo, J-O. Ann is my middle name. Some people call me Jo. Most people call me Jo. Some people call me Joanne. Last name is Rockwell. And the organization I volunteer with is called Na Ho Aloha.
Okay. And why do you continue volunteering during your retirement years?
My background was in social services, and I've got a lot of energy, and I just like being able to contribute to the community I live in. I do some volunteer work for organizations that are not what I would call people-to-people type things, but my heart is definitely with doing volunteer work that involves individual people. So mostly what I do is I drive and I pick up seniors who have doctor appointments. Sometimes I pick up people from the other islands that come over on the ferry, and I take them to their doctor appointments, and I get my errands done. You know, it's not time it's valuable time for me as well. Most of the doctor appointments are on the other side of the island, so it takes, a fair amount of time. And sometimes we go to lunch and sometimes we don't, depending on what the patient wants to do. But it's just something that fits with my background in social services.
Mm-hmm. So what was your background, or what was your career prior to retirement?
My career was, I directed what's called the Family Public Assistance Programs in Hennepin County, which is in Minneapolis.
How many years were you doing that?
Well, I worked there for 30 years, and I started out as a caseworker. And what was interesting to me was that at the time when I started there, the federal government had changed the way that social services were delivered. And so we had all these male social workers who were all of the bosses at every level. And then once I started, I became what they it was fun. They referred to me as the first lady because I was the first person at each level to replace a man. I would be like the first woman who was at each level, and all the way up to being the director. So I started out as a caseworker and worked up to being the director. And that's when, then I stayed there for some time and then retired from there.
Okay. What are you most proud of?
I assume you mean within the volunteer work?
Or anything in your life?
Oh, I'm proud of my children. I'm proud of the family I grew up with. We are a family who love music, and that's been passed down in generations. And that brings me a lot of pleasure. I think probably though the most proud I am is the time that I spend helping seniors.
And this year, our 2022 Outstanding Female Maui County Older American is Joanne Rockwell. So accepting the award on Joanne's behalf is the nominator, Judy. So Judy, let's welcome Judy to the stage.
I just want to thank her and for being an outstanding volunteer, and all of her hours and miles that she puts in to taking care of folks that have fewer resources and opportunity to drive anymore. So she's on the road right now. She's in Florida with her daughter and grandchildren that she hasn't seen for over 2 years. So we're happy about that. For those that may not know Jo, she also recently donated the largest Pioneer Meal artworks, her collection, to UH. So she's got the largest collection, I believe, in the world. So, and she'd probably invite you over to take a view of it if you get in touch with her. She is just an outstanding member of Naho Aloha, and we're very happy and thank you all for recognizing her good deeds. Thank you.
Aloha, my name is Adele Rugg, and I nominated Ernie Resents from Makawao, Maui. I nominated Ernie Resents because he is truly an unbelievable go-to person on Maui regarding trees. He is 90 years young, and he is unbelievable in his talents, in the information that he has shared with the community. He used to teach at UH, Maui College. He taught there for years, and he's an arborist. He has been recognized locally, statewide, nationally, and internationally because of his knowledge of being an arborist. He is truly, truly a remarkable man. And if no one has ever met him, he's about 5'4", and just this little pixie of a man that has so much knowledge. And he's like the ever-ready bunny. He just is nonstop. He loves to talk about his trees. And at the college, they have a canopy of trees, of monkey pod trees, that Ernie planted over 30 years ago. And I will tell you, when you drive into the UH Maui College campus parking lot, the very first parking lot that is filled with cars is that particular parking lot, because it's filled with trees and people will keep their cars cool under the canopy of trees.
So Adele, you mentioned that Ernie was, he was a former college professor at Maui Community College, now known as UH Maui College, and that he contributed ways such as planting trees and sharing his knowledge of trees with many others. What do you think are his other contributions to the community here on Maui?
His love of trees. Anybody that has a question about what should I plant, where should I plant, what type should I plant, they call him. They call him. He single-handedly created the Maui County Planting Plan. That's a tongue twister. And it's over 200 pages. It took him over 13 years to write this booklet that is used by the county today for planting trees and other shrubbery, etc. But it's not only used by the county, but other arborists and people that are doing plants around the island. But it's an incredible resource directory for anyone for planting trees, bushes, shrubs, native Hawaiian plants. It's amazing. But again, single-handedly, over 13 years to write this book. He's a remarkable, remarkable man. And it was just my privilege and honor to nominate him. He's beloved. He is truly beloved by the citizens of this island and the people who deal with trees.
My name is Ernest H. Resents, and I grew up in Wailuku in a camp called Pu'u'ohala. And I attended St. Anthony School and walked to and from school every day with my books. And we were surrounded by cane. And when they burned the cane, we had to close the windows and get smoked out. But that was the beginning of my life. My wife and I have 5 children, and they're all independent and all honest persons. And being that I lost my wife recently, and she was concerned about me, my oldest daughter said, "Don't worry, Mom, we'll take care of Dad." And she said, "Okay." So I'm very proud of my children. They really look after me. And I'm proud of being born in Maui. I'm so lucky to have been born here, gotten the education of universities and so forth, as I have. I've been to many mainland universities and got my advanced degrees there too. And just living in paradise. Maui to me is paradise. But trees are important. And I think we should take better care of our trees, and because they take in the carbon dioxide we give off by exhaling, and they give off the oxygen that we need to survive. So there's a beneficial part. And I would like to have people take better care of the trees. And I have seen line clearance here in my property that they were mutilating my trees, mutilated, and for various reasons. My wife says, "Let it go, Ernie, let it go." But I want to see trees taken better care of, and parking lots be shaded. And the book that I wrote mentions that if the parking lot is shaded, people will travel further, stay longer, and spend more money. So parking lot trees are very advantageous to the owner of the stores there and the parking lot owner. You know, you have such an impact on your students because they come like an open tablet. And if you can educate them to where they become more of a professional, have more knowledge, they can become a better parent, a better citizen, they can contribute to their society better. So being an educator is very, very, very important for the continuity of mankind, so they do things properly. And I have many students now who are certified arborists. In fact, all of them probably are my students on Maui here. All of them are my students. They're certified arborists. So I have a background of many people that I've trained to be workers here in Maui County. I firmly believe that you have to be busy. If you're sluggish, I think you die off quicker. And here in my yard, I have my smartphone. I can walk like 3 miles a day in my yard, putting weeds, planting the garden, watering the yard, and so forth. Raking up the leaves, cutting the leaves up. I like to be active. Muscle tone, stimulation of the brain, and so forth. So I think horticulture is very important. It's basic teacher. So I think teaching is wonderful. You have such an influence on people. And that was a good lesson. Teaching here in Maui was good. I've got people in arboriculture. I've got people in the landscape industry. And so my knowledge continues in the community. I was utterly surprised. And the award was a senior citizen or older, senior citizen, or older Americans. Who wants to be old? Nobody. So I think there's a change that even though it's a national thing, to senior citizens, not older Americans or senior Americans, I think would be much better. But I was utterly surprised, because I do things without the desire to be recognized. And I didn't even know this recognition or award existed, to be honest with you. And you have to contribute to your community. This is our community. It's our nest. You got to take care of the nest you live in. That's my motto, I suppose. To have lived on Maui, to have had a wonderful group of friends and a nice family. Maui is great. All the cost of it. I'm a very lucky person.
Our outstanding 2022 outstanding male Maui County Older American is, drumroll, Mr. Ernest Ernie.
I can't believe it.
Ernie came to our office at about 9 o'clock this morning.
I can't believe it.
And he said, I'm late. We're like, no, Ernie, you're not late.
Ernie?
Ernie, why don't you come and join us on the stage?
Congratulations.
Oh, sure.
Look at this garu. I can't believe this whole thing. When you do work in the community, you just do it. You don't think of any reward at the end. And when I was nominated for this, I didn't know this award existed. And there's a rascal over here, Del Roy. She got her last day and she put my name in and said, "What is this?" This has been truly an experience and disbelief on my part. To be associating with such a wonderful group of people and all community workers, I think that is excellent. This is what makes a community excellent. It's participation in doing things that you don't have to do, but you want to do for the betterment of your environment. And remember, trees are important.
A big congratulations to Joanne and Ernie. I would now like to introduce the Pearl Ridge Elementary 6th grade class, who will perform Thank You for Being a Friend.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, you invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. And if you threw a party, you invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
Thank you, kids. The hard work you put in to dedicate this song to our honorees is wonderful. Our two winners from the Big Island, Hawaii County, are Lucy Makuakane and Daniel Pereira. Lucy Makuakane, 72 years young, lives in Pahala, Hawaii. Nominated by Hawaii County Nutrition Program in Pahala, Lucy is a ka'u girl that grew up in Naʻalehu, Hawaii, and currently lives in Pahala. Lucy is helpful, kind, and talented, and she is a real example of someone living their senior years to the fullest. Her support of both the Naʻalehu and Pahala senior programs makes her outstanding in the eyes of her friends in both communities, and we are happy to nominate her for this honor. She currently serves on the executive boards of both the Naʻalehu Senior Club and the Pahala Senior Club. She is a willing volunteer as part of the Hawaii County Nutrition Program van transportation team. Lucy also helped to run the nutrition site when the site manager was away from the center. She's a matriarch to a large family, mother of 8, grandma of 20, and great-grandma of 2, which may be where she developed her super organizational skills and can-do attitude. She's the kind of worker that makes life easier for everyone around her. When she notices when something needs to be done, she just does it. In her own words, "I'm not much of a talker. I'm more of a doer." She is an accomplished athlete, playing in the Nationals 7 times and placing twice since joining the USTA Senior Tennis League. In 2009, her team traveled to the USTA National Finals in Surprise, Arizona, placing 2nd nationally in the 60 and over category. Then, in 2015, her team placed 4th nationally in the 65 and over category. She continues to play tennis weekly, very creative, and since becoming a senior, she has added playing the ukulele and participates in the Pahala Senior Center's music group, which does community events. For fun, she has learned hula, Japanese bon dance, and line dancing. Lucy is also an active volunteer in her church. One great service project they do is to help new moms for a time by bringing meals to the family after the new baby comes home. We extend our heartfelt congratulations to her as the Hawaii County's Office on Aging's Female Outstanding Older American. Daniel Pereira, 79 years young, lives in Honoka'a, Hawaii. Nominated by his Waimea Senior Citizens Club, Danny learned at an early age from his grandma the love of preparing and sharing food. It has been his life's philosophy. After graduating from high school, Danny worked various jobs in the food industry. He would go on to buy and run Paniolo Country Inn in Kamuela from 1992 to 2020. During this time, Danny would support many community groups and activities. Waimea Lions Club at times held monthly meetings at the inn, and he has donated, prepared, and served breakfast to workers setting up for the Aloha Week Parade, donated cooked food for the Hawaii Saddle Club Rodeo in Honoka'a, with all the proceeds going to scholarships. His inn was a warm gathering place for many in the community. Upon the closing of the restaurant, he opened a food truck and continued to serve the Waimea community. Once a week, he served dinner at Kohio Town Hall with all the tips going back to them for their programs. During the height of the COVID epidemic, he cooked and donated breakfast, serving over 200 people weekly, and he did this for many, many months. Danny's love of sharing food has assisted his program in many ways and provided him great happiness. We extend our heartfelt congratulations to him as the Hawaii County's Office on Aging's Male Outstanding Older American.
Aloha, I'm Horace Farr from the Hawaii County Office of the Aging, Executive on Aging for Hawaii County. Every May, the Administration for Community Living leads our nation's observance of Older Americans Month. This year's theme for Older Americans Month is Age My Way. Just as every individual is unique, each individual also ages and chooses to age differently. This year, the Hawaii County Office of Aging is excited to present our outstanding male and female honoree for May 2022.
Aloha! As the mayor of Hawaii County, it is my honor and privileged to once again award our Outstanding Older Americans Award. You know, every year for the last 54 years, we've been giving out these awards for outstanding kupunas in our community for doing just amazing things. This year, it's my pleasure to give out two, one to Daniel Pereira and the second one to Lucy Makuakani.
Daniel Pereira, 79 years young, lives in Honoka, Hawaii. Nominated by his Waimea Senior Citizens Club, Danny learned at an early age from his grandma the love of preparing and sharing food. It has been his life's philosophy. After graduating from high school, Danny worked various jobs in the food industry. He would go on to buy and run Paniolo County Inn in Kamoela, Hawaii from 1992 to 2020. During this time, Danny would support many community groups and activities. Waimea's Lions Club at times held monthly meetings at the inn. He donated, prepared, and served breakfast to every worker setting up for the Aloha Week parade, donated cooked food for the Hawaii Saddle Club rodeo in Honoka, with all the proceeds going to scholarships. His inn was a warm gathering place for many in the community. Upon the closing of the restaurant, he opened a food truck and continued to serve the Waimea community. Once a week, he served dinner at Kuhio Town Hall, with all tips going back to them for their programs. During the height of the COVID epidemic, he cooked and donated breakfast, serving over 200 people weekly, and he did this for many months. Danny's love of sharing food has assisted his community in many ways and provided him great happiness. We extend our heartfelt congratulations to him as Hawaii County Office of Aging's Outstanding Male Older American.
So the first award I give out is to Mr. Daniel Pereira. Mr. Pereira is an amazing person. He's been feeding people for years and years and years, but during COVID, he was out there feeding over 200 people meals for our kupuna, for other people out there, taking care of the community. What an outstanding person. Everybody can connect with food, and Danny connected with just a ton of people out there. So Mr. Pereira, thank you so much for all the great things that you do. All right, so let me present you with this Outstanding Older American Award. And, you know, I know that you've been providing food for decades now.
Yes.
But during COVID, over 200 people a week that you were just, what made you think of you know, just going out there and volunteering like that?
I had cancer, and they did a fundraiser for me, and that was my way to pay back to the community.
Wow, thank you. And I understand the food was Ono.
Thank you.
So no, thank you so much for all that you've done.
I appreciate it.
And you know, it's amazing that just a little bit of effort and give back for everything and take care of us. That's why you're an outstanding kupuna. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Right, let me give that to you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's an honor. It's really an honor to get it. I really appreciate it, for what I did. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I'm thankful to be here today with him. I can remember him like every Thanksgiving, the Waimea Senior Citizens Club. The Tuesday before Thanksgiving, they open up and serve Thanksgiving lunch to all these kupuna, and they're so excited. And being in the food truck with COVID, and every Saturday offering breakfast for a couple hours every Saturday, and the long line of cars coming in to pick up this Ono breakfast, and just doing it from his heart. And people loved it and appreciate it. So he got nominated and selected for this award, and he's so deserving of it.
Lucy Makuakani, 72 years young, lives in Pahala, Hawaii. Nominated by the Hawaii County Nutrition Program in Pahala, Lucy is a Kau girl that grew up in Nalehu, Hawaii, and currently lives in Pahala. Lucy is helpful, kind, and talented, and she is a great example of someone living their senior years to the fullest. Her support of both the Naalehu and Pahala senior programs makes her outstanding in the eyes of her friends in both communities, and we are happy to nominate her for this honor. She currently serves on the executive boards of both the Naalehu Senior Club as president and the Pahala Senior Club as advisor. She is a willing volunteer as part of the Hawaii County Nutrition Program's van transportation team. Lucy also helps to run the nutrition site when the site manager is away from the center. A matriarch to a large family, a mother of 8, grandmother of 20, and great-grandmother of 2, which may be where she developed her super organizational skills and can-do attitude. She is the kind of worker that makes life easier for everyone around her, noticing when something needs to be done and just doing it. In her own words, "I'm not much of a talker, I'm more of a doer." She is an accomplished athlete, playing in the Nationals 7 times and placing twice since joining the USTA Senior Tennis League. In 2009, her team traveled to the USTA National Finals in Surprise, Arizona, placing second nationally in the 60 and over category. Then in 2015, her team placed 4th nationally in the 65 and over category. She continues to play tennis weekly. Very creative, and since becoming a senior has added playing the ukulele and participates in the Pahala Senior Center's music group, which does community events. For fun, she has learned hula, Japanese bon dance, and line dancing. Lucy is also an active volunteer in her church. One great service project they do is to help new moms for a time by bringing meals to the family after the new baby comes home. We extend our heartfelt congratulations to her as the Hawaii County's Office of Aging's outstanding female older American.
Our next outstanding older American is Lucy Makuakani. She's been a volunteer and on the board for the Naalehu and Pahala Senior Centers for years. She's also been a part of our county nutrition program on the VAN program. Lucy is also an amazing athlete. She's been to the National Senior Tennis Association level 7 times. And I think she's even placed up there a couple of times as well. It's my great honor and privilege to introduce you to Lucy Makuakani. All right, Lucy, it's my pleasure to give you this outstanding older American award for all the great things you do. And there's so many things that you do. How many years have you been volunteering at the Naalehu and Pahala Senior Centers?
About 12.
About 12 years. And you're on the executive board?
Yes.
And you're also helping out with the Hawaii County Nutrition Program?
Yes.
And the VAN program, and quite an athlete too.
Very much.
Are you still playing tennis?
Yes, I am.
7 times to the national seniors?
Right.
Wow. And I'm sure you have lots of local awards as well.
Yeah, we have a banner hanging in one of our tennis pros' tennis court, private tennis court.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for not only doing what you do for, Naalehu, but for the whole county and taking care of other seniors. You really are one of our super older Americans.
Thank you so much, and I love my job.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
Well, this is I don't know if I can really call getting awarded, but it's a great honor, and I think with serving the seniors that I love so much because I'm getting to their age and knowing their children. So I guess there's that attachment there. Ohana. Love it.
This win for Lucy is well deserved. She works very hard. I've known her from high school, and we've gone a long way, and she has come a very long way, and I'm really proud of her.
Thank you.
The Hawaii County Office of Aging is pleased to present them as Hawaii County's male and female honorees, as we also recognize all our kopuna throughout our county this month for the benefit that our communities receive as each one ages their way.
Congratulations! The winners from Honolulu County are May Fujii and Clarence Mert Agena. May is a caring, dedicated, and exemplary volunteer with the Hawaii State Department of Health Executive Office on Aging. EOA's Advocacy, Education, and Outreach section comprises 3 main programs, of which May has or is currently serving as an active volunteer. Initially with the Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program, since 2011 with the Hawaii State Health Insurance Assistance Program, that's known as Hawaii SHIP, and Senior Medicare Patrol Hawaii. Her volunteer service spans nearly 2 decades, touching countless lives. Through her volunteering, May has assisted Hawaii's kupuna, soon-to-be retirees, families, and many, many caregivers. She not only counsels beneficiaries with complex Medicare questions, she conducts numerous presentations on various Medicare topics to different community groups. For years, May has gone over and beyond expectations to assist and support Hawaii's most vulnerable kupuna. She epitomizes lifelong learning. Beyond volunteering with the DOH Executive Office on Aging, May also volunteers for the City and County of Honolulu's AmeriCorps program, known as Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, RSVP, Hawaii State Teachers Association, and the National Education Association, and the Hawaii Pacific Gerontological Society. She's also a poet, writing a poem to prepare Hawaii SHIP with its open enrollment period to assist people with Medicare, recognizing the challenges tied to the pandemic. Clarence Mert is a retired Brigadier General and retired Deputy State Adjutant General, Commander of the Hawaii Army National Guard. Clarence has served as a certified long-term care ombudsman since joining the program in 2018. In addition, he provides information and community education as an Elderly Affairs Division RSVP volunteer. Clarence also filmed a video promoting volunteerism for both programs that was featured during the Executive Office on Aging's Advocacy Outreach and Education Year-End Celebration for volunteers. In addition to serving as an advocate for long-term care residents, Clarence is also vocal about protecting the rights of volunteers and making sure that volunteers are recognized and appreciated. He provides suggestions and feedback whenever processes and requirements are updated to minimize impact on volunteers. John McDermott, State Long-Term Care Ombudsman, describes Clarence as someone who is persistent, tenacious, and not intimidated by the nursing home administrators. He knows resident rights and is willing to fight for them. He makes his point, and while sometimes blunt, he is never rude. He is someone that every resident would want in their corner because he's lived it and knows what it's like being in a nursing home.
Good afternoon. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to join you today in officially recognizing this year's outstanding older Americans on Oahu, May Fuji'i and Clarence Agena. Now, as we look toward bettering the lives of everyone on Oahu, it is important to recognize the contributions of our kupuna. They have a lifetime of experience to share with future generations, and we all can learn from them. You know, nearly 1 in 5 Hawaii residents lives in a multi-generational home, and this means we are more connected with our older residents here than anywhere else across the country. And we understand, perhaps better than anyone, the unique insights our kupuna have to share with us. And we recognize that our older Americans truly hail from a different generation. They understand the importance of duty, service, and sacrifice, and it shows each and every day. Now, after working their whole lives, anyone could be expected to settle down into a cozy retirement. But so many of them, particularly here on Oahu, use their newfound free time to volunteer, helping to make their communities thrive. So this year, Honolulu's choices for outstanding older Americans perfectly exemplify that spirit of volunteerism and selflessness I've come to associate with so many of our kupuna. They have both pledged their lives to the service of others, and through their many contributions have made the world a brighter place. So my sincere congratulations once again to May Fuji'i and Clarence Agena. Your tireless efforts, improving the lives of everyone in your community, is a thing to be commended, and you have truly earned this distinctive honor. So on behalf of the entire City and County of Honolulu, we are so grateful to you for everything you have done for us. My most sincere mahalo and aloha.
Aloha, Derek Ariyoshi, County Executive for the City and County of Honolulu, Elderly Affairs Division. This message goes out to May and Clarence. My warmest gratitude and congratulations to you both for being selected as Honolulu County's Outstanding Older American Award honorees. You give so much to the community as RSVP volunteers. For you, May, serving in both the SMP and SHIP programs, and for you, Clarence, with the Long-Term Care Ombudsman program. Your origin stories of how and why you volunteer are powerful and inspirational. I have a favor of you both. Take a break just for today and allow your friends, colleagues, and the larger community an opportunity to celebrate you and what I'll call, for a lack of a better word, your shine. Because in that shine, you inspire others more than you realize, including myself. Thank you all for what you do. Mahalo and aloha.
Older Americans Month was established in 1963, and it was to acknowledge the contributions of past and current older persons in our community. Every president since John F. Kennedy has issued a formal proclamation asking the entire nation to pay tribute in some way to the older people in our community. Today we are honored to present the Outstanding Older American Award to two very deserving kupuna in the City and County of Honolulu. And I know we take this very seriously in the Department of Community Services, and I have the honor to be able to work with the Elderly Affairs Division in our department.
It's such a pleasure to be here, folks, with our Managing Director, Mike Formby, and Director Crucky from Office of Community Services, as well as Councilmember Augie Olba, for Older Americans Month. I like how we put it, Older Americans Month. Or Older Americans Month. Because we're all getting older, right? I'm a little older than I was yesterday, and I'll be a little older tomorrow. But we're still vital, contributing members of society. Now I'd like to talk a little bit about Mai Fuji. Born and raised here in Hawaii, graduate of Harvard of the Pacific, the University of Hawaii. As Anton Karki mentioned, a tireless advocate for our kupuna, right? May is currently and has served as an active volunteer with 3 programs with the Office of Advocacy, Education, and Outreach. Over the years, she has helped advocate for kupuna living in long-term care settings across the state. She has helped kupuna find the right health insurance for their needs, and very importantly, she has helped kupuna avoid becoming victims of fraud. Both Ms. Fuji and General Agena are such inspirations and are a reminder that we must treasure all of our kupuna, for it is their example we follow, their lessons that have helped us grow, and their love that nurtured us to be the best that we can be. So congratulations, Ms. Fuji, and no stop working, right? You gotta keep going. Still get like 30, 40 more years to go, okay? Aloha and congratulations.
It's an honor for me to be here to recognize Mr. Agena. Like Anton said, he has amazing military distinction. During the pandemic, his job changed dramatically because he was not allowed to make in-person visits to nursing homes. He was challenged to find new ways to identify and resolve residents' problems. Clarence had developed a strong relationship with the nursing homes administrators and stayed in constant contact with the administrators and residents to monitor the impact of COVID-19 and other problems that might arise. And thanks to Lynn Itani for nominating Clarence, the City Council thanks him for his contribution to our senior citizens and our community. So I applaud Mr. Clarence Agena.
The 2022 Older Americans Month theme, Age My Way, encourages all of us to explore the many ways older adults can remain in and be involved in their communities, and underscores the importance of acknowledging the unique needs and preferences of each individual. Now, therefore, I, on behalf of Mayor Rick Blangiardi, Mayor of the City and County of Honolulu, do proclaim May 22nd to be Older Americans Month, and proclaim May the 1st, 2022 to be May Fujii Day, and Clarence M. Agena Day. So in recognition of both of them, we would like to have them come up and take photographs with their proclamations, and we'll ask the council chair and the council member to join us as well.
I would like to talk about the term ikigai, which my very good friend and walking partner introduced me to. And ikigai means life with a purpose. And that's exactly what volunteerism has meant to me. The gratitude, the appreciation, and living a life of purpose and value. This award has been totally overwhelming, and I say it's undeserved because I'm just doing and enjoying what, countless thousands of people are doing out there. I would like to share an ode to all of the volunteers who are here today and, of course, who are not here, and all across the United States. Your generous hearts, so true and kind, are not always easy for kupuna to find. Selfless volunteers who are highly successful provide compassion and care that's never neglectful to neighbors, family, and friends with warm devotion on all of our islands, separated in a calm blue ocean. You'll never know how much of a difference you've made until we say mahalo for all the roles that you've played. Reserved for you is a special place above clouds so high, but now just a little too early to reach unless you can fly.
Ho'omaikai, omedeto. Congratulations, Mom, on your award.
Hi, May. Congratulations. You're very deserving of it, so we're just really proud of you.
Hi, Grandma. Really proud of you winning this award, and it's so well deserved.
Hi, Grandma. Congratulations on your award. I know how much time you put into helping other people, so you definitely deserve it.
Congratulations! Congratulations, Tutu, on your 2022 Honolulu County Award. We're so proud of you, and we love you so much.
Congratulations, Mom. Congratulations, May. I can't think that anyone could be more deserving of this statewide honor than you. Your heart and soul is certainly dedicated to helping seniors.
You've been leading by example, and your actions continue to influence others. You personify the true meaning of Ikigai, discovering your life's purpose. We love you and can't wait to celebrate in person. Bye. Congratulations. Bye. Love you.
Hi, May. Congratulations on this wonderful recognition for the phenomenal work you've done in our community. You are an inspiration to us and to everyone who knows you. And thank you so much for your enduring friendship over the years. You have enriched our lives in ways we could never fully express. Take care, dear friend. Aloha no.
Aloha, May. You were the first S&P Hawaii volunteer I met nearly 3 years ago who shared important information about this program, its past, its present, and how we can make it better. so that this federally funded, state-administered program can continue to protect kupuna, their loved ones, and caregivers against healthcare scams for as long as possible. After a couple of emails and phone calls, we finally met in person and immediately bonded. Our love for our family, Hawaii, poetry are just some of the things we share in common, but especially ensuring that older adults are informed and educated about the growing number and types of fraud and abuse that can greatly harm them. Because of your time and efforts, kupuna are now able to make more informed decisions to enhance their lives and leave a legacy for their loved ones. S&P Hawaii is unsurprised by your recognition today. You are the consummate volunteer, going beyond the call and truly caring from your soul for others. And you're one of the best things about Hawaii, a shining example of making our community better and for years to come. May your magnanimous spirit and your ability to live a balanced, happy life is inspiring, and thanks to you, our programs are flourishing with like-minded adults who want to make an immediate and lasting difference. Finally, the most obvious testament of your genuine success, your family. I have personally been able to get to know them, and now they are also part of my life and my ohana. The Fuji'i family is a loving and powerful force. On behalf of the Hawaii Department of Health, Executive Office on Aging, S&P Hawaii recognizes you and congratulates you. We are so grateful to know you, May, and proudly honor you as one of Hawaii's living treasures and an outstanding older American in so many ways.
Thank you, Mrs. Faji, from your two former students from the class of 1987, Vince Yamashuria,
Violet Maena, and Thomas Tan from class of 86.
We remember you as being fun, thoughtful, and always willing to help. We are your legacy. Congratulations!
May, ho'omaikai, congratulations. You deserve this prestigious recognition for the help you give to Hawaii's Medicare beneficiaries. It's been my pleasure to get to know you and learn from you since I've become the Director of Hawaii SHIP in 2018. You bring laughter and joy, compassion and concern to the multiple roles and committees that you serve on. I especially enjoy your handcrafted goodie bags made out of recycled calendars and your beautiful watercolors that decorate your greeting cards and calendars that you give to staff, volunteers, and those wonderful residents at a care home in Honolulu. Mahalo from my heart for all the gifts that you provide us and for the smiles that you bring wherever you go. Love you, May.
Well, let me go back about 20 years ago. Of course, I was still active, still working hard, but I wanted to retire. It was because my wife had challenges with dementia, my late wife. I officially retired from the Army in 2004, 18 years ago. But in 2007, her dementia really got bad, where she reached end state, and she couldn't walk, talk, feed herself, do anything. She was in the end state being like an infantile situation. I needed to share what I learned in caregiving, and whatever way I can do to help others, I did. So immediately, with my church, the Aiea United Methodist Church, I formed a informational seminar caregiver support group. About 2014 is when I got knowledge of the Elderly Affairs Division Retired Senior Volunteer Program 8 years ago. I can give my time by lending my ears and giving my mouth to those who need help. Well, I have contact with 4 or 5 that need help. They're seniors. All of them have spouse with Alzheimer's. So they have problems in a way. And a lot of times too, it's just, I know they're active, so I would just call them maybe once a month. Hey, Don, how are you? How are you doing? Fine. Manny, how's things going? Oh, fine. Oh, she's doing well. I said, oh, good, terrific. Remember now, you have any questions, just give me a call. Yes, volunteering is very important to me for now because it makes up time and give me, as a retiree, first of all, I love to be a couch potato. I love to sit down and watch the news and watch TV, and I love to work out. So I go to the YMCA Fitness Center about 4 or 5 times a week, not to socialize, but really to work out, because I have a lot of health issues. I have a lot of medicines and everything else I have to take. But because of those health issues, I'm very concerned with my own physical health. And part of that is exercise, diet and exercise. But also mental health is very important too. So, by having that little socialization, by talking to seniors or talking to people who need help. When I found out that I was being honored, and Lynn Nitani told me that she had submitted an app, I said, why? There's so many deserving people out there, probably more deserving than me. I appreciate receiving the award, but I think if I could share it with all the others that I think are, are more deserving, I would like to give them the same award.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ron Hahn, the Director of the State Office of Veteran Services. I want to congratulate Brigadier General Mert Agena on this very prestigious award. Now, many of you know General Agena very, very well, know that he will be the first to tell you he's not worthy of receiving this award, but that's exactly why he's very deserving of this award. Thank you so much, sir, for setting the standard in uniform and out of uniform, helping our kupuna, helping those in the senior care homes, especially our veterans and our family members. We always appreciate you coming out to the cemetery and highlighting issues that we need to work on and do better with. Again, thank you for modeling the way, and congratulations on your award. Aloha and mahalo.
Hi, Jenna here from Kupuna Wai'ola, the Executive Director, and just saying congratulations to you, Clarence, for being selected in this year's Older Americans Award. And we just say thank you so much for all that you're doing and that you've done for the residents and the staff and the families here at Kupuna Wai'ola. Your service is just really tremendous to our community. Thank you for working with us and just really being that person and that mentor back to me, especially, and also to our department heads here. And just know that your efforts here do not go unnoticed, and we thank you again for your service and just so deserving of this award. Congratulations from all of us here at Kupuna Wai'ola.
I want to give a big mahalo to Clarence Agena, who is this year's honoree for the Oahu Older Americans Month celebration. Clarence is a retired Brigadier General, so our highest ranking volunteer, and he is assigned to Kupuna Wai'ola, and it's a facility that he's known for a long time because his wife was a resident there years ago. When he first started, he said that he didn't want to do this if it felt like a real job. Well, in many ways it is kind of a real job, and even though he teases us about that, he has stayed with us, he's stuck with the program, and we really do appreciate that, and we hope that he stays with us for many more years. So thank you so much, Clarence.
I was asked to talk on behalf of my older brother, Clarence Merton Agena. We call him Mert. A lot of people call him Clarence. And I want to just say that he's deserving of this. He's, because of his past service in the military, like I did. We're both officers. He became a general, probably one of the first Okinawan general. I just went up to the rank of captain, and then I got out, but he stayed in. But he and I both experienced the hard times in Vietnam. So unlike some veterans, with the 25th Infantry Division, we saw a lot of things what you might even consider man's inhumanity to man type of situation. So he learned. I think that's where he probably picked up a lot of this attitude of caring for other people and other than his own troops, his own men. And evidently when he finally left the military service and got married, and unfortunately my sister-in-law developed early stage dementia and resulted early stage Alzheimer, which was a very, was very trying and for Mert. And then what happened is, I guess, being what I always thought he was a disciplinarian because of our military background, he became a very patient and understanding individual. To my surprise, was able to deal with the elderly people, and he really and I think that's how he learned to volunteer and care for the elderly and help them and take care of them in their daily activities. So, which I think is great. So I always thought that he was a changed person from what we've grown up together, and he's become a changed person. He's very caring, very patient, especially, and very understanding. So I think this award is very deserving. I think I have no thoughts that this award just was dreamt up for him. I think he earned it, and I'm glad he got this recognition.
Hi, Dad. Just want to say congratulations to your award. Job well done, Dad. I knew that you like to go out and help other people with your volunteer time, and I know you deserve this award very much. And I'm so proud of you, Dad, that you got to go out there and just help out people, because that's what God intended you to do, just to help out, so just want to say I love you, Dad, and everyone out there, he is a great man, so just want to say thank you. Love you, Dad.
Congratulations, May and Clarence. What an amazing group of older Americans helping our great state of Hawaii with their volunteerism. As we bring our celebration to a close, the Kamiki Christian School would like to offer a performance of Hawaii Aloha.
Oh, we know.
Thank you so much to the Kaimuki Christian School, and thank you to Olelo Community Media for producing and airing this program and coordinating with the neighbor islands to get it to broadcast to everyone. It has been my pleasure and honor to serve as your host and to celebrate these 8 incredible members of our community. Mahalo to all of you for tuning in, and aloha.
On behalf of the Recognition and Awards Committee of the Policy Advisory Board for Elder Affairs, I would like to thank the following people for this production. Our gracious Master of Ceremonies, Representative Greg Takayama, Governor David Ige for proclaiming May as the Older Americans Month for Hawaii, Carolyn Carterell, Director, Executive Office on Aging, Horace Farr, Executive on Aging, Hawaii County, Rowena Dagdagandaya, Executive on Aging, Maui County, Kealoha Takahashi, Executive on Aging, Kauai County, Kimberly Itagaki from Elder Affairs Division, Honolulu, the Lanakila Multipurpose Senior Center, the Pearl Ridge Elementary 6th grade class, the Kaimuki Christian School, the Recognition and Awards Committee members, and the Olelo Community Media, including Scott Nordquist, Keikoa Graham, and Darren Kamisato, and as well as the rest of the crew. Thank you so very much.